Hey everybody, I'm Nate, and this is the Sparklin House. I'm here with Amber. We are hanging out here with Copper, and this is the time for an update on the Sparklin House and where things are at. Now, if you aren't familiar with the Sparklin House, or why the heck I'm talking about this on a music channel, I would like to invite you to get to know a little bit more about our house, because it's part of our life, it's part of our art, it's where we make our art, and it's where we live. And it's a big project that we are trying to preserve some history and make something for good for the future. But the quick overview is that it was built in the late 1870s by a family called the Sparklins, and they were some of the first settlers in our county. But sometime in the late 50s, early 60s, 1960s, it was turned into apartments and slowly divided from 2 apartments into 3 apartments and 4 apartments and eventually 5 apartments. And Amber and I are working with our local municipality to put it back to a single family home. And it's an amazing house, but it's also a bit of a hot mess. And I will explain that further in detail. Right now I'm currently in the kitchen, and I just wanted to give you a kind of a quick overview of the condition that it's in now. It's beautiful, but clearly not done. We've got raw lumber up here still exposed, and furniture for our cabinets, exposed wiring right here, all of that. Now, this was in terrible condition and had been chopped up into like smaller spaces. There was a bathroom over here, and there was some very, very suspect wiring in here. That's all been gutted, removed, and we started over from scratch. This floor was covered over with layers and layers of linoleum. We refinished it, made it all really nice. Amber especially put a lot of labor into cleaning the old lead paint out of the floor and making it so that it looks pretty cool now. The house is about to go through a ton of transitions, so there's a lot of things that are like halfway done or partly. As you can see here, like the trim here is green, the walls this coral color, and then the trim's not painted at all over there and partly painted over there. There's a lot of stuff that's in process. So right now this kitchen is just about to get cabinets. We actually have all of the cabinets over here in this room in a pile. Those pieces of lumber there are actually the cabinets. They're cut. Here's some doors. So we're real excited that the kitchen is about to undergo a massive transformation in the next month or so. And we're going to be putting all new cabinets in here. And we'll finally be able to get all of our cooking utensils and dishes out of storage. So we're really excited about that. Really just looking forward to the day when the sink isn't on 2x4 legs and there's a side on the dishwasher, you know, stuff like that, little things. Before we go much further with the inside of the house though, I'd like to take you outside and show you some big updates out there. So following Miss Amber out. So out here we have built a fence around our yard. So there's a section of it that's not done here yet, and there's going to be a large trellis right there. But for right now, this is pretty awesome. We've got this privacy fence on this side that looks just really cool, but also helps us immediately feel kind of more protected. There's a large highway right here next to us, and made the backyard feel really like you were just in the road, you know. And it was pretty awesome the day we put this side up, not even the whole fence, just this side. My youngest daughter asked if she could sleep outside in the backyard for the first time, and it was 100% because we no longer could feel like we're like in the road, you know. Let's see if we can get this this open and give you a kind of an outside perspective of it. There we go. And then the other thing that's really cool, we were able to work with the city of Goshen, and we've put in all of these trees that are right along the fence row here. In the future, as these begin to grow up, it's really going to change the feeling of the house and make it feel a lot more sheltered from the road, and create some windbreaks and also some sound barrier. It's really cool to have these like kind of large trees already growing in the yard, and that's all new since this fall. Just for those of you who haven't seen the house before, I wanted to give you a nice big shot out here. It's an awesome house, really cool. It's got this great tower on the front with an Oculus window. Stunning house, and we are really excited to be able to preserve it and bring it back to life into some semblance of its original purpose. There's also another tree out here in the front yard, and then there's going to be one more where that green flag is over there, and then another one right here to kind of fill in this front yard, and again just kind of give us a little separation from the highway and make it feel a little more, you know, like a nice place to be, not just a barren landscape. Now we still have quite a bit of work to do actually on this fence, in addition to the back not being complete. We were really in a hurry to get our house or our fence up and have a space for our dog to run around. So there's some places like this where I didn't have my table saw set up when we were putting all of this together. So there's a few of the boards that are like the spacing is too narrow, and they need to be put in. So we've still got some work to do, but overall it's really cool. Also, we rehabbed this back door, which is really cool, but it's definitely not weather ready. We just wanted to have a back door while we were building the fence to be able to put our dog out. All right, so now let's go upstairs. I'll show you the kind of the part that's done, and then we'll check out the part that's not done. Some of this may be rehashing for some of you, because we actually did a whole bunch of videos about the remodeling of the house originally on a Sparklin House renovation channel on YouTube. I ended up pulling all those down, and we've actually re-uploaded them on our Shiny Black channel. So if you're interested in seeing a little more of the process to get us to this point, just search through our videos and you'll find them all there. We moved all that over to our music YouTube channel, and have made just kind of life as art be kind of the theme of the channel, right? So all of it is part of the process, not just the music and not just the home renovation. Here we are. This is our old back stairway, and it had suffered quite a bit. You can see these pieces of plywood on here, and this stairway, because it had a bathtub right here that had leaked, was dry rotted pretty badly. And actually recently this stair tread collapsed, and fortunately nothing bad happened, but it's been reinforced now underneath. But these stair treads are all going to have to be redone at some point. We're just doing this to buy some time until we can get to that, because we have, as you'll see, a myriad of projects to do. For instance, in here, we just have tons and tons of plaster repair to do. And then all of the trim here needs redone. And we are still living with our construction site style railings with no handrail going up the stairs, which is not really safe for everybody. But in here, we've redone the floors. They look amazing. These were all covered in multiple layers of linoleum, underlayment, carpet, etc. Often all of the above stacked on top of each other. So this is our bedroom. My daughter's bedroom's in there, and it's in great shape, except for that my daughter's living there, and it's Christmas time, so it has turned into utter chaos. This is a restroom. And so this was a kitchen when we bought the house, and we redid the floors in here, did this tile work, put this sink fixture in, toilet. It's still kind of like out there. It's gotten functional, but it's not finished by any means. There's missing wainscoting here and here. Our windows are still covered with paper. There's no curtains. And you can see here the end of the shower is still raw wood. All of that we're hoping to address over this next year. We do have a door for this. That's going to be going in here pretty soon. We have the door for that. It's about halfway done. We put a lead neutralizer on it, and it's going to be ready to install here before too long. And then this is the main hallway to the house, which is actually in pretty rough shape. As you can see, there's still an old electrical panel. That's old wallpaper peeling off the wall. This gray area had been all framed in, and there was a bathroom here. So you can see right there is where the toilet used to be. This is where a shower was. There was the sink. So this was all closed off, low ceilings right here. There's still quite a bit of work to do out here. But one exciting thing, when we bought the house, we noticed it had this amazing hand railing that is period Italianate style hand railing that would have been original to the house. And after months and months of looking, we found a matching railing from another house down by Cincinnati, Ohio. And it matches perfectly. So we actually have a ton of spindles over here. And that came with the railing. The railing is actually made out of cherry, which is wild to me because I haven't seen a cherry tree big enough to make railings out of ever in my life. So that's going to go here, where this old construction railing that I built when we first bought the house is. This will be one of our girls' bedrooms over here eventually. Right now it's just storage. In here, this is going to be the master bedroom and bathroom over there. Eventually, when we first got the house, this was kind of like the wood shop, and we're just getting to a place where this is ready to be cleaned up. It's a mess right now, and you can see there's like kind of gross carpet underneath the giant piles of sawdust, but we're real excited to clean this room out now at this point and start getting electrical run to it and cleaning the peeling wallpaper off the ceiling. And there's gonna be a closet that gets framed in over here, I believe. Let's go down the stairs, the front stairs here now, and I'll show you what's going on the main floor. It's a little dark down here. We actually have a really cool front doorway right here. But just before we filmed this, in this past week, the temperatures plummeted to negative 10 degrees, which is Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So extremely cold. And the house definitely revealed how much heat loss we have. And that doorway was a big contributor. And one of the other big projects, you see all this pink foam here, our heating system, which is these red tubes up in here, needs to have insulation underneath of it to push the heat up through the floor. And so all of this has to be installed in the ceiling, and hasn't been done yet. So that's another project we've got to get done this winter. But because these pieces were loose, I was able to just grab a couple and stick them in front of this doorway to help mitigate the draft. In here, this is the music room, and this will be the future studio of Shiny Shiny Black. My wife and I also own a recording studio that is currently based in downtown Goshen, Indiana, where we produce music not just for ourselves but for a lot of other people. And we eventually want to move all of that operation into this space. And through that double door, there's another room right on the other side of that. that will be roughly the same size as our existing studio. Currently, there's no power in here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of work that needs done to the walls. These were damaged from leaking up here. There was actually a bad roof on here that we've replaced. And then right here where this beam was, above that, there's a window in our master bedroom that the sill had completely rotted out. So when it would rain and blow from the north, water would run in over that sill and come down the wall, and had a pretty nasty effect here on the plaster. So we've got some work to do there to clean that all up and restore it. Yet another project for this year. So across the hall here is another office room, and you can see that in some videos and pictures. I'm not going to open it because it's got a bunch of our personal storage in it. Out here, we've got a bunch of these doors just waiting to be deployed throughout the house. Old doors that we found that fit. One of the challenges of this house is all of the doorways are 4 inches taller than a standard door. And so finding replacement doors for places where they've been taken out has been a bit of a journey. But we've got, I think, most of what we need now. And then this space right here needs framed in, and that's going to become a half bath. So this is our dining room, once and future dining room. Right now, it's also our rehearsal space for our band. And you can see we did our family Christmas here and have all our instruments out. It's a beautiful space, especially on a day like today where the sunlight just comes in through those windows and makes this all look so magical and makes those doors look awesome. And if you've seen our promotional materials for the band, you've definitely seen those doors and that couch. But let's hop down to the basement to wrap this up real quick. And just to show you what's kind of going on here. We built this stairway. So when we first took possession of this, this was closed off. There was a floor right here. There was no stairs. This was actually a closet, and the stairs had obviously been removed at some point. So we put those back, put in laundry over here. So cleaned this space out. It had all along the walls, it had been covered with wood paneling and really crappy insulation. It was terrible. And here you can see we've put some of that pink foam up. We just screwed it to the bottom of the ceiling. It's definitely helped quite a bit to help the radiant heat go up. But it actually needs to be cut and put up in these cavities. So this is where I've kind of got my wood shop set up. Table saw, chop saw, or a compound miter saw. We built shelving all along here. And so this is our space where we're doing a lot of the work for the house, kind of in here. And then over here, we've got more personal storage right now and a bunch more of this pink foam that all needs to go in the ceilings here in the basement. Kind of the order of things. We're going to go ahead and put our kitchen cabinets in so we can have a nice functional kitchen. And then we've got to put in all of that. There's actually some plumbing for the master bedroom upstairs, and that has to come down. And it's going to come down here, and right in there in the center of the house, that's where half bath is. It's going to kind of go across here. And then there's actually a sewer outlet right here. So that's all got to get tied together. Once that's done, we put the rest of the foam in the whole house, and then run the wiring. And then we can start closing up ceilings, which is going to be really exciting. And then once we've got the ceilings closed in, we can do wall repair, paint the rooms, and then flooring. And so that's kind of the general project overview. So hopefully that gives you a picture of kind of an update of the house and kind of where we're going, but also kind of the level of work that we have yet to do. It would help us a lot to get the project kind of wrapped up by the end of 2023 so that we can focus more and more of our energy on making our music and getting back on the road. If you are interested in the house project, be sure to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel or follow our page. And we will be doing a lot more updates this year about the house and the progress that we're making and all the projects that we're doing, because there's just going to be a lot. So on top of that, we're going to be also finishing the record that we're about 70% done with, but we still got 30% to go. So I'm looking forward to posting all this content and hopefully letting you join us in our journey. And we appreciate the support, and we're just really excited about making old things new again and making things that didn't exist before come to life. And that's what we're here for. We hope you're here for it too. We'll see you around.